You may be working hard every single day and even picking up extra shifts, but why are you still broke? Well, maybe you are making some of these 5 budgeting mistakes that are keeping you broke. Number 1, not tracking your spending. Have you ever heard the phrase, out of sight, out of mind? This could not ring more true than with your budget.
If you don't take the time to track where your money goes, then you will never know if your money is being spent wisely. It can be very easy to justify our spending habits if we do not actually see how much things cost and how they add up over time. Do you have a coffee habit? Maybe you stop and think, oh, it's no big deal. A coffee is only $5. But what if you buy 2 coffees a day? That's $10. What if you also go to Starbucks for a pastry? Now we're up to $15 a day. And before you know it, we're at $30 a day on something that really doesn't matter all that much in the long run. At the end of the month, those $30 a day can add up to nearly $1,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,000 in your bank account. Instead of blowing it on drinks and pastries, you could use that money to pay off debt, put money towards savings, or invest. And the best part is, you can use technology to your advantage. There are so many great tools out there to help you budget and track your expenses, such as Mint, Personal Capital, YNAB, and many more. All of these tools allow you to connect your accounts to get a bird's-eye view of your spending. Or you can keep it old school and use a notebook to track your spending. Whatever method you choose, just make sure that you are tracking your spending, because out of sight, out of mind. Number 2, not having an emergency fund. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs at you when you least expect it. You might wake up one morning and find that your car won't start and you need to get it towed. Or you might come down with a cold that quickly turns into a pneumonia diagnosis and a hefty hospital bill. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're prepared for it. Not having an emergency fund means that you are already starting off your financial journey behind the 8 ball. And when something goes wrong, you'll be forced to use credit cards to cover the cost. Before you know it, you've dug yourself into a hole that is difficult to climb out of. An emergency fund is basically a safety net. It's a certain amount of money that you set aside to cover unexpected expenses. Most financial experts agree that you should have around 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in your emergency fund. Of course, this can vary depending on your individual circumstances. For example, if you have a stable job with a low risk of unemployment, you may be able to get away with having a smaller emergency fund. On the other hand, if your job is more volatile or you have dependents, you'll need more. Whatever you do, make sure that you're setting aside something. Having an emergency fund will give you peace of mind, knowing that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Number 3, not setting financial goals. It's no secret that Americans aren't good with their finances. In fact, according to a recent survey, nearly 60% of Americans don't even have any retirement savings at all. One of the main reasons for this is that people don't set financial goals. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect to get there? That's why it's so important to set both short-term and long-term financial goals. Short-term goals are things like paying off a credit card balance or saving up for a vacation. Long-term goals are things like buying a house or retiring early. Once you know where you want to go, you can start figuring out the steps that you need to take to get there. This might mean cutting back on some of your spending or investing in some additional income streams. Whatever it takes, it's important to have both short-term and long-term financial goals. By setting goals, you're more likely to stay on track with your finances and achieve financial success. Number 4, using credit cards to buy unnecessary items. Credit cards can be a great tool, but only if you use them responsibly. The problem is that most people use credit cards to buy unnecessary items. According to a recent survey, nearly half of Americans use credit cards to make impulse purchases. This is a recipe for disaster, because before you know it, you've dug yourself into a hole that is difficult to climb out of. Credit card companies make it very easy to spend money that you don't have. Number 5, lack of knowledge. There's a saying that goes, ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power. This is especially true when it comes to your finances. If you don't know how to manage your money, you are setting yourself up for failure. It's no surprise that most people don't know much about personal finance. After all, it's not something that's taught in school. As a result, Many people make poor financial decisions without even realizing it. One of the biggest problems with this lack of knowledge is that it leads to poor financial decisions. For example, let's say that you want to buy a new car. You might not know how to negotiate with a salesperson, which could end up costing you thousands of dollars. Or maybe you don't understand the different types of loans and interest rates. Again, this could end up costing you a lot of money in the long run. The good news is that there are plenty of resources available to help you improve your financial literacy. There are books, websites, and even YouTube channels dedicated to helping people improve their financial literacy. Additionally, many community colleges offer free financial literacy courses. By investing in your financial education, you'll be able to make better decisions and achieve your financial goals. So don't let ignorance keep you broke. Take the time to learn about personal finance and watch your wealth grow. If you learned anything from this video, please leave a like comment below. Thanks for watching.